Let's talk about the user experience. What is the user experience? A lot of people talk about user interfaces, and lately there has also been a lot of talk about the user experience. They say the user interface is the input and output between a human and an electronic device. So that it includes keyboard or touch input and visual or sound or haptic output. But the user experience is a broader concept. So the user experience is affected by every connection point between a user, a person, and a product or service or a brand. So that user experience consists both of the user interface, how they control and interact with the service, but also with the contents, type of graphics, ringtones, applications you can download, the services such as the network coverage and the connection, and even customer services if you call a company. Of course, the hardware is very important. Form factors, the ergonomics, the look and feel, and of course the speed of the processor and graphics processor, so you can have good performance. So understanding user experience is a really difficult thing, actually. It does involve a lot of different components and competences. So that is why TAT has got interaction designers working with user interfaces, graphical designers working with content, programmers who work with both optimizing the behavior of the hardware and creating web services, server connections to the applications that TAT work with. So user experience drives buying behavior. So it's not only for mobile, it applies to all devices and all types of situations. If you're in an airplane, if you have the in-flight entertainment system, the behavior and user interface of that in-flight entertainment system, if it's a good experience, then it will influence customers' buying behavior. And when it comes to changes of user experiences, mobiles are very much in the forefront because they have such a rapid evolution. A new generation of devices is released every year or so, and they can be quite different from the previous year. So the speed of evolution is a lot quicker than, for example, say on desktops. Some of the images here are from our YouTube channel, and I will show you a lot of videos from that YouTube channel later today. So today we have a lot of competitors in the mobile space, and a lot of them actually release devices that sort of look the same. They have the same form factor, quite large screens and few buttons. And when you look inside devices, they actually have quite a lot in common. They run similar hardware, all run Qualcomm hardware, and then many of them run Android, similar versions of Android. I guess the differentiation here is of course the brand name and who has created the mobile, and the user interface and signature applications. So when it comes to user experience, customers want a good experience, but they might also want something that is different. And I guess especially manufacturers would like to create something that is different, that differentiates them from the competition. And they do that today very much through the user interface. So let's have a look at the mobile ecosystem. There are a lot of different players in the mobile ecosystems, from the technology-focused companies such as Texas Instruments, ARM, and NVIDIA. TAT works with to create demos and to show the possibilities that from their hardware platforms, what you can do with them. There are, of course, the hardware manufacturers such as Samsung, LG, Motorola, Sony Ericsson, and to some of these companies we deliver our user interface framework called Cascades. It's a software product that allows OEMs to create great looking and great performance user interfaces. Then of course we do work with other type of companies as well, such as consumer electronics and automotive companies. Well, in the mobile ecosystems, of course, you have the operators who want to customize the user interfaces and who wants to promote their services to the end users, and TAT works with them as well. Then we have the internet service providers who want to put their services on mobile, companies that have social network services and I guess any type of third-party application developer. They can get help from TAT in order to target many different type of platforms with their services. And finally, the end users themselves, we do work directly towards end users sometimes when we do user experience previews and field testing of upcoming user interfaces and innovations. So let's talk about the battle of the home screen. We have a lot of different companies here, and they all want to dominate the mobile experience and get the best revenue from the mobile consumers. So we have the hardware manufacturers who create hardware and software platforms. And then we have the mobile network operators who create the signature applications and there's network services, different types of services. And we have third-party application developers and internet service providers who create applications, widgets, and wallpapers. And they all compete in this space. They want to have their products there to visualize their brand in the home screen of the mobile phone. So let's look at each one of them, starting with third-party application developers. What is the challenge they are facing? Well, when you create an application for a mobile device, it's going to be just one icon out of 20, 50, or maybe 100 of other applications that are installed on your device. How can you make users notice your application? What makes it stand out? How can they find it, download it, and then once they've downloaded it, use it? Mobile phones today are mosaics with a lot of different brands facing you all the time. Everybody wants to put an icon in your face on the mobile home screen. So how can you stand out from the crowd? Well, I guess what you can do is you can move from an icon to a widget. There are many different levels of this. You can have a live icon with updates, or you can create small widgets that users can place directly on their home screens. This applies very much to Android devices, but of course also to Samsung TouchWiz UIs, and so widgets are a very good way of grabbing the user's attention. And then of course widgets can be of different sizes, and they scale all the way up to full-blown applications that take the full screen. So let's have a look at the video from a project he did with Spotify. I'm not sure that Spotify is well known in Korea. It's a very big music service in Europe. And this application was created for Symbian S60, showing that you can get the same user interface, same user experience across many different platforms. When this application was released, it was very well received by the Symbian and Nokia users, because they are not used to having these type of very, very smooth screen transitions and user interfaces. Since TAT, what we do is very visual. We try to always create videos of what we have created and released and put them out on our website and on YouTube. So there are very many videos you can look at there if you're interested in user interfaces and the difference in different ideas for user interfaces.